this woman sitting right here is my student who's eating during my class is a millionaire. A multi-millionaire. Wow. In the creative community, we all know of really talented designers like Aaron Draplin for design-related products like Field Notes, or Adam J.K. for his books on adulting. Those are all amazing products and stories, but my favorite is a story of someone you probably never heard of. She was a former intern, TA, and protege of mine, and now has become a multi-millionaire almost overnight. She went from being burnt out and nearly broke to launching her own product from scratch. This is her story. Her name is Karen Wang, and she's an illustrator and she loves design. And this is Karen in my class. Karen was a student of mine, and she was so outspoken and so fun-loving and so helpful and just an amazing human being that she wound up being my TA multiple times. And then she wound up interning for me. But Karen was having some kind of dilemma. Even though she had a pretty sizable scholarship from Art Center, she decided she wanted to drop out for a number of different reasons. One, she was already earning money as a professional, and she felt like maybe she could do more in the world, so she quits school. And she wound up working at the Cartoon Network. But something was happening there. That life that she thought she wanted to pursue, being a creative professional, doing storyboards as an entry-level artist for them, she was hitting something and she was feeling really burnt out and going through some stage of depression. It was at this time that some friends of hers invited her to go and play Dungeons and Dragons. She didn't know she would fall in love with this, but Dungeons and Dragons actually pulled her out of her depression. Wrapping up her booking at Cartoon Network, the show is over. She doesn't know what to do. So she starts to think about what she wants to do with her life. At the same time, she was telling me the story about how she started experimenting and learning how to make resin dice. And it was starting to catch on. She's like, Chris, did you know I'm blowing up on social media? I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, look at this. And this blew me away because I worked for years to try to grow my influence on Twitter and I couldn't get anywhere. And here she is with 51,000, almost 52,000 followers. And she started in March of 2019. At the same time in which her show wrapped at the Cartoon Network. So she starts posting images like this, and we would talk, and I would say, Karen, your dice are really beautiful. You should really think about lighting this like the way they light jewelry. Take this to that super high-end level, like a Tiffany's ad campaign. So you can see the amount of work she put into this. So she bought a camera. She would ask me little ideas. She taught herself photography and started to take these photos. Look at how beautiful these things are. What was trending too was like people launching Kickstarter projects, and she started to notice an interest in or a resurgence in people wanting to play tabletop games. But here's the thing. She never felt like those things spoke to her as a female, that they were designed by boys for boys. And that's generally like how we see it. She thought too that maybe the world needed more female entrepreneurs, and she was going to go at this thing. So she's spending now months working on this, and her Instagram account is also growing in size. So now it's up to somewhere like north of 30,000 followers, and she's just post dice, and sometimes they're on a turntable and they'll spin around. But here's the thing, time is going on. So since I've known her, she's been talking about doing this thing and all this interest in how she's going to launch this on Kickstarter. And I was a little unconvinced because I was sitting there thinking, Karen, do people really want to buy dice? Like, what is unique about a dice? It's a commodity item. You have a following, go make something. So month after month, 9 months later, she decides, okay, here we go. I'm going to launch this thing on Kickstarter November 6, 2019. Here's the cool part of the story. 2 weeks before launching, she gets a call from her bank to tell her she's overdrawn. She's negative $12 in her bank account. Her family's like, is this going to work? Are you the right person to do this? Who are you anyways to think you can pull this off? You haven't started any kind of company. You dropped out of school. We're not even happy about that. And now you're going to do this other thing? And her account has been drained. For 9 months, it's been drained to nothing. Her Kickstarter project goes live. So it looks something like this. Dispel Dice is the company. Now, I want to draw your attention to this, is that the language in which she uses to describe the dice tells me she's super passionate about this, and she's speaking in the language and people who care about these kinds of things would know. Handcrafted designer dice, sharp edges, which I didn't know was a thing. It is a thing. Beautiful inclusions. I don't even know what that means. aesthetic conscious people, for tabletop RPG players. And if this is you, if this is your tribe, this would speak to you. And this comes from a place of passion. Within 24 hours, like less than a day, she hit an incredible $1.2 million in funding. And so she's happy to announce we have reached our $1 million in funding. All stretch goals are unlocked. By the end of her Kickstarter campaign, Karen had raised, get this, everybody, $2.3 million. Yes.
Wow.
Making dice to appeal to a niche group as a female entrepreneur to say, please include me when you think about this. So when we see groups that are neglected and overlooked, to me, that's opportunity. Now get this, her story's not even done yet. So there's this thing like once your campaign finishes, you have an opportunity to work with a company called BackerKit, and she raised an additional $875,000. Is that nuts or what? Okay, so I want to tell you, this woman sitting right here is my student who's eating during my class is a millionaire. A multi-millionaire. Wow. I was just blown away. I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I cannot believe that this person who was my protege, who was my TA, who was my former student, is now a multimillionaire. So she was able to take those 8 traits, the passion, she started there, she did the hard work, she focused everything about her dice, and she made it work. I hope hearing Karen's story inspired you. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with one more thing. As a creative service provider, you're well trained to apply all of your creativity, imagination, and problem-solving skills to help your clients achieve their goals. That's wonderful. Just don't forget to apply some of that creative magic to your own ideas. To quote author, motivational speaker, and coach Tony Gaskins, if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help build theirs. Now, to help you do this, I've developed an exercise based on the principles of Ikigai, a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. This workshop is designed to help you generate your next $1 million idea or business around your purpose, passion, and skills. If you're interested in finding your reason for being, check out the full video by clicking the link right here. I look forward to hearing about your next big idea. That's it for me. Remember, you are not defined by your past. The future is what you make it.